Hey, how we doing, Flare family? Happy Sunday. It is November 23rd. We are a couple of days away from some turkey here in the U.S., and I'm excited about that. Even though I don't eat meat anymore, I still like the stuff in the macaroni, all the other good stuff that comes with it, as long as it doesn't have meat in it. But anyway, guys, I am back today because, as you know, if you watch my channel, you know that I am bullish on the bird. I am bullish on the Songbird, and I thought I'd do a little deep dive on Songbird. I've done some videos on Songbird. I've talked about Songbird quite a bit, and so I thought I'd do a video on Songbird, a deep dive, if you will, to inform those people who may not know as much about Songbird out there in the Flare and XRP family. We are growing. We are a growing family, so it is very important to make sure we continue to inform and educate as we add new people to the ecosystem of Flare here. So let's talk about Songbird, guys. Songbird has, the mention of Songbird, I'm sure has a couple of people shaking and shuddering, particularly if you look at the charts. But I want to talk about Songbird, make sure that we understand what it is and the significant opportunity I think that's before us. For those of us who are Songbird holders and Flare participants alike. So why Songbird is more than just a test net, why it's more than just a test net. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Songbird and Flare, the hidden gem across cross-chain DeFi. You know, think of Songbird. We refer to Songbird as a canary network. So think of Songbird exactly like a canary in a coal mine. So back in the day, they would send in the canary into the coal mines to check and see whether or not you could breathe. You could breathe there. And this, of course, the canary would be singing and things of that nature. So as it says here, if the canary stopped singing, we knew something was wrong. And so that's the same mentality that Flare has. And of course, Polkadot did the same thing with their canary network, Kusama. Same concept. Hey, if we run into a problem, we want to know it without our main stake at stake, if you will. Okay. So, of course, for those of us, Flare Network, what is Flare? Is the blockchain for data, EVM-compatible smart contracts, and built-in decentralized data protocols. Those two core innovations we talk about are the FTSO, the Flare Time Series Oracle, and, of course, the State Connector, often referred to sometimes as the FDC, or the Data Connector. And the goal, of course, is to unlock non-smart contract assets like XRP, which we're already there, and then the things that are coming, BTC, DOGE, XLM, things of that nature. So Songbird, the canary network for Flare. Why is Songbird important? Why does it matter? Well, of course, Songbird is Flare's canary network and operates with real economic value. So there's real money over there. The difference in a test environment is a test environment doesn't deal with real money. Therefore, we're going to make decisions differently when we don't have real money on the line, and you can't really fully test unless you got real money at stake. So Songbird provides Flare with that opportunity with this canary network. And again, I mentioned Kusama to Polkadot, and that's what Songbird is to Flare. Conceptually, the ideas kind of matched up. And we're going to look at things like the tech and make what makes it unique, FAssets FXRP in action, collateral pools, risks, future potentials, and of course, opportunities, and then the ways that we can utilize our Songbird tokens. So the numbers on Songbird, I think, are very important. Let me shrink my screen, me on the screen, and maybe make this a little bit bigger. The numbers on Songbird, the initial supply on Songbird was 15 billion tokens. They were fully distributed. As you can see there, it says at the bottom, the entire 15 billion SGB tokens were distributed at one time in the airdrop in September 2021. The circulating supply, this is estimated as of this month, about 15.7 billion tokens. The max supply and annual emissions cap it at 750 million a year. And then the inflation model, you can see right now we're running at about a 5%, stabilized 5% inflation on Songbird right now. Songbird, so we mentioned again, think of it as a canary in a coal mine, right? It's not a test net. It's a live experimental main net with real value. There's real money on there, right? The canary goes first into the dangerous environment. That's the new codes, new features. If something goes wrong, it affects Songbird, not main Flare network with the billions in value on there. So, of course, the purpose of Songbird is to test major upgrades in real economic conditions, and we can't explain it enough or emphasize it enough, the real money aspect of it. Stress testing, FAssets governance, scaling before the Flare mainnet, and then gathering data and feedback. And this is very important. I think there is an underestimated concept of testing and running through different scenarios, and that's the data and the feedback from the users. Very important to make sure we gather that before we go live with a lot of money at stake. Obviously, there was an observation mode when it launched in 2021, and again, the tokens were airdropped to the same people who had Flare tokens, and I won't get into the controversy with that. All right, so the core technology, that which is within Flare, is within Songbird, obviously, because Songbird is going to be preparing everything before it goes to Flare mainnet. So obviously it runs the same consensus, the Avalanche style and the Federated Byzantine Agreement, FBA, the state connector, the FTSO, and of course it's fully EVM compatible, able to be able to deploy from there. FAssets and FXRP, of course, is launched already on Songbird. Let's go. It's already on Songbird. We've already been participating, earning FXRP. We've already been providing collateral into the collateral pools. Let's go. So FAssets, wrapped non-smart contract token for DeFi usage. FXRP, of course, is the one-to-one representation. Same thing with STXRP. And how it works, we essentially are going to lock our XRP and post collateral for that by minting. The state connector proves the deposit. We use our FXRP in DeFi. We'll be able to stake with Firelight, and of course, we're going to burn our FXC, and we can redeem our XRP. Governance on Songbird, governance SGB holders. We have the ability to vote through the Songbird technical proposals. Some examples there you see there was the Flare Systems Protocol, the FTO scaling, and then the state connector security improvements are just some of the examples that we had to participate in or got to participate in as Songbird token holders. The ecosystem and adoption highlights real-world stress testing. Again, the confidence for Flare's mainnet rollout is because on the Songbird Canary net, everything is being tested, right? Stress tested with real money, real economic activity. Of course, those of us who've been around, we know that Enosis is an early builder, has been an early builder on Songbird, number of pools, number of ways in order to grow your Songbird stack. And then, of course, growing TVL and FXRP minting activity. What are the risks? Of course, we need to make sure we understand there are risks. Canary network is not a perfect predictor. So, of course, even though we may test things on Canary, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work perfectly when it gets to Flare. But that is the idea, is to weed out all the potential risks and opportunities before it gets there. But, of course, there's always a risk. Live testing with real money. Again, this is real risk, even with audits. The difference is there's a test token, and then there's the Canary network, which is real money, real frustration, real risks, real fears. The real things happen when you got real money on the line, and that's why the Canary network works off of real money and not test money. And then, of course, community frustration, right? It's been 4 years. We finally got FAssets that's launched. We're still waiting on the price action and others to build on the Canary network. Songbird, but certainly the frustrations, are there by the community, certainly understandable. But I'm still very excited about the opportunity. I think for those of us who take a moment to understand the opportunity that Songbird provides, we'll soon see the opportunities materialize themselves as well. So the future outlook, what's coming, of course, FAssets V2, protocol managed wallets, TE executions, all that stuff is still to come. There's more assets, more FAssets coming, of course, XLM, BTC, DOGE, that'll follow the XRP and FXRP launch that's happening right now. I look for more FTSO scaling. Of course, institutional DeFi and privacy layers, and then Songbird will continue as the proving ground for the Flare Network mainnet launch. So the bird is still able to fly. I know it looks dead, guys, but the bird can still fly. The canary is still singing. As long as it's flying, as long as it's singing, the bird is alive. So don't look at this chart and think there's no hope for Songbird. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I am just documenting my excitement and sheer enthusiasm for the Songbird network, for the Songbird blockchain, and for the things that are yet to come. I would tell you at 0.002808, there are better shit coins to buy than Songbird, but Songbird is not a shit coin. Songbird has utility. Let's look at some of the utility. Let's look at the differentiator in the Songbird token from some of those other memo coins that are out there. What kind of yields? I like to start with what kind of yields we can earn on Songbird. This unto itself differentiates it from shit coins. You can earn yields on it. So we know it's not a shit coin. Excuse my language. Anyway, we have the FTSO delegation of rewards, 4 to 12% yield compounded. We earn those every 3.5 days. We could use it in DeFi over on Enosis and earn up to 10 to 189% in interest in LP pools. There's collateral pools where we can earn XRP in the form of FXRP for providing collateral. So here's a token that provides yields, that provides an opportunity to earn XRP. Certainly, that's not a shitcoin. And then, of course, early participants in the collateral system earned rFlare rewards, and we'll look out for more opportunities potentially in the future to earn rFlare with our SGB tokens. So that's some of the kind of yields we can earn on Songbird. What is a Canary's utility anyway? Well, the utility token, of course, is essential for transaction fees, governance, staking, and rewards. We don't have staking yet on Songbird, but I believe it's coming. I believe staking is coming to Songbird, just like we have it on Flare mainnet. Of course, we have the FTSO rewards, DeFi and dApps, and then the testing incentives, aka rFlare. The SGB, our token, earns rewards for its utility. We know it earns FAssets rewards right here, FXRP. We know it earns FTSO. We've got DEX usage. So our token earns rewards for its utility. That's a utility token. FTSO, we talked about FTSO. These are rewards that come every 3.5 days on Songbird. By delegating your tokens every 3.5 days, you will earn the rewards from your FTSO provider. That is utility, people. That's utility. Okay, we talked about the FTSO delegations. You just pick the best provider to earn the maximum yield. You change those. Make sure you update your delegations every Wednesday by 7 p.m. and every Saturday by 7 a.m. You can do that through the Flare portal. You can see that. There's also an app.flareoracle.io, which also has a tool, which you see on the right, to help you delegate your FTSO rewards, claim the rewards and delegate the votes. And then, of course, we claim and compound with delegations. And then we've got collateral pools. So we've talked already about FTSO and the rewards. These are yields our SGB tokens provides us. Again, this is not a shit token. This is not a shit coin. This is a real utility token, a yield-bearing token that provides rewards for utility, guys. So here goes the collateral pools. As you can see, you can participate in different collateral pools. That's providing your Songbird tokens as collateral to one of these pools. You will earn FXRP, right? You earn FXRP, and you earn that from the minting fees, from the redeeming fees, and things of that nature, just for owning the Songbird token. So you got FTSO rewards, and now you got collateral rewards, okay? And let me also tell you this. If you provide collateral on Songbird, you're automatically going to earn the FTSO rewards, guys. You're going to automatically earn the FTSO rewards. So if you are providing collateral, you automatically earn FTSO rewards as well as your FXRP from the fees that you earn for providing that collateral. So it all happens automatically while you're within the pool. You don't need to do anything at all. You just provide the collateral. You earn your FTSO rewards every week. You earn your FXRP rewards for providing that collateral. You also have the ability with your Songbird tokens to participate in DeFi. As I mentioned before, Enosis, one of the early builders over on Songbird, has many opportunities and many pools available for you to earn with your Songbird tokens. You can go into an LP pool. Now, again, you guys know me. I'm not a big LP pool participant. I'm not a big LP pool participant unless it's stable unstable. Otherwise, I don't really participate much in the stable with a real asset LP pool. I don't do that. But if you would like to, if you are familiar with the risk and you're comfortable, you can participate with your Songbird in LP pools on Enosis, and you can see there's some pretty juicy reward opportunities that you can make. And then, of course, I mentioned our Flare incentives for the early FAsset participants, those of us who participated in the betas, those of us who participated in the Songbird FAssets. In the emissions portal, the portal.flare.network, under the emissions tab, there is a project called Songbird FAssets. If you've been participating in providing collateral, then you probably have been claiming our Flare incentives for that. I think those incentives are up now. I have not seen those pop up in almost a month now. So I think we may have elapsed those, or maybe they're waiting to redeploy when FAssets is fully rolled out. But Songbird FAssets for early participants provided our Flare incentives, which is pretty cool as well. Okay. So recap the ways to use your Songbird tokens for yields: delegate them, collateralize them, or you can DeFi them, baby. This is not your typical shot coin. This is a utility token. And so my final thoughts: Songbird is the most battle-tested Canary network in crypto. SGP is a fully functional and governance token with real yield and real influence over the future of Flare, not just a Canary network toy token anymore. So understand it's high risk when you participate, but it's also high reward. The tech is generally different over here. The token earns idle yields and more when you put them to use in DeFi. And Songbird is the farm system for the major leagues. It's the farm system for the major league, guys. Songbird, the canary, is not dead. All I can tell you is that the canary is still singing. It's not dead yet. It's still singing. And you remember from the earlier part of the presentation where we talked about that they would send the canary into the coal mine, and he would be testing the oxygen, the breathing capabilities before the miners went in. And if that canary kept on singing, the miners knew they could go in. Well, I'm here to tell you guys right now, the bird is still singing. The bird is still singing. Let's go.